So,
Nope.
mistake of color, MOC,
Yeah.
Stardust,
Yeah.
Josh,
Yeah.
Joshua, Cameron, Michael, Washington D.C. zone. What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing very good. I love that introduction, brother. Appreciate it.
Awesome, man. The first thing I want to tell you, like on camera, even though I already told you, like I'm very honored.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, to like interview and stuff. I've been like listening to your music for like more than like a year and a half, and it's awesome. You know what I'm saying, like to just
Thank you.
talk to you, like do something bigger than like a genius annotation.
Yeah.
So let's start with the questions. So my first question
Okay.
is, how are you? How are you at this moment? How is life?
Life is crazy. I am undergoing like a process where everything is just like unraveling and like unfolding in a way where I'm like, oh wow, like this is just gonna go on for forever, like for what feels like forever. So life is like at a very trippy like intersection right now. But yeah, it's going amazing. So thanks for asking.
Glad to hear it. So first, I want to talk about your upbringing. How did you start? Like, how did you decide? Like, okay, I want to do this hip hop thing. Like, were you raised in like a household full of like hip hop hits, or were you just like one day like I'm a try it out and see how it works?
Honestly, not really. My upbringing was pretty rooted in like Catholicism, so my mom really didn't want us listening to hip hop, but she saw that me and my brother were kind of gravitated towards it. So, she came to like a middle ground with like Christian hip hop. So like artists like Lecrae and like Andy Mineo are like where I really started like diving deep into. And then like on my own like free time, like when nobody else was around, like I would listen to like Kendrick or like whatever was popping really at the time. And then I think just being in school, hip hop was just all that was talked about, and it was like really during the SoundCloud era where I kind of started to develop my own taste and things like that. So, yeah, and like growing up, like the music that like my parents would play, for example, like my dad, he was really into like reggae, so it'd be like a lot of like Marley in the car and things like that. He was into like some hip hop, so like Hate It or Love It by like The Game of 50 Cent, like he would always play that. Gold Digger, he would always play that, and like some like R&B, so like Shaheem, he would like always play. And yeah, so that was like the musical aspects of everything. And then once I moved from Tallahassee, Florida to Raleigh, North Carolina, I had started like writing a book kind of as like trauma therapy, was just like everything that was going on in like freshman year. And like it was kind of just to help me like cope and like unpack everything that just happened. And I never really like finalized it, like but I like kind of like fallen in love with writing from there on. And then when my brother came down for COVID, uh during like quarantine and stuff, he picked up this thing called 16 bars, and he was like, oh, you should do this too. And he was just doing it just because like the love of the game. But something like unlocked in my brain. I was like, oh, this is what I'm meant to be doing, and I just never gave up from there. Like I just stuck with it for real. So yeah.
Awesome. I seen you like I remember like one of your oldest things either on YouTube or was it on TikTok was the 16 bars thing. Like I remember.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. And like you still like do a lot of freestyles and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
you're constantly like popping up. You know what I'm saying? Like just having some sort of, you know what I'm saying? Like just casual experience when it comes to hip hop.
Yeah, for sure.
So imagine like your career like goes like very big. Like how do you want like to impact hip hop? How do you want like a purist to like look at your career? Like do you want them to be like, oh yeah, that dude that that like is like for like the OGs, or is it like
Yeah.
more of I want like commercial success, I want to be like the biggest in the world? What's like?
I think what I really want is like the respect of the OGs, and I think the way I see myself kind of transcending hip hop is through having it like recognized as like fine art. So like the evolution and continuation of like Shakespeare, as opposed to just like the modern slop that's just like being televised on the radio and stuff. You know, that's just like brain rot stuff. Like I want hip hop to be taken like as serious as like, you know, like the Mona Lisa like paintings and stuff like that. Like I really want to like push for like the next evolution of it. So I think respect first and foremost, because I'll kind of need a lot of like cosigns from the OGs in order to I guess give credence to what I want to do. So being like the biggest in the world isn't really that like much of something that I want, because I guess I don't want that if I have to sacrifice like my ideals and my morals and who I am as a person. Um like if I have to do that, then like I don't really care about it too much. So I guess I just want to be known as what is like my morals uh I guess will like allow for me to be.
Okay, so like who like compare it to like an artist like right now, who do you want like do you want, because I know you love Lupe Fiasco, am I right? You like Lupe Fiasco?
Yeah, yeah,
Do you want
yeah.
like that sort of thing,
Yeah.
like that dude like Lupe Fiasco, you know what I mean?
I guess the first person that came to mind when you said that was Saba. Like this year I've had like a big Saba phase, so I really love the joint he dropped with No ID. Like I've just been crazy over that. And like yeah, I think Saba's like a pretty good like size for I guess where I'd want to be sooner than later, you know? Like one thing that I'm trying not to do is like rush any process in like any phase that I'm in. So I'm like I used to always be like, oh, I can't wait to get famous and stuff like that, but now it's like I can wait, you know. So it's like I guess like a Saba is like very good, a good metric of like where I'd want to be eventually, you know.
I know like on Rise, like your song Rise, you like talked about like that sort of like upbringing, you know what I mean? And like do you ever struggle with like the lack of like financial success when it comes to hip hop? Like do you think you're gonna be doing this for like 10 more years if like you don't get like some crazy amount of like streams and just recognition from the culture?
Um, I think I will, but but I guess I'm not sure like how much I would be willing to show of myself on the internet. I guess if it's like 10 years, only thing I'd really be using the internet for is just to like boost my you know, like my credibility and like my visibility and things of that nature, as opposed to just kind of treating it as like a open diary. If like 10 years I'm still I guess kind of not where I want to be. But I always see myself being an artist. I always see myself creating. So that's never really gonna change. And yeah. I guess my approach would just be a bit different.
Mm. So like do you think like when it comes to like today's hip hop space, like do you like where it's at? Do you like just in general like the black art space in America where it's right now, especially now that you have like people like Donald Trump and other like far right people in the government, and like the whole thing of artists being like having being censored by the media? Do you think like it's like it can be like a bit better, or do you think you can like outgrow that type of?
Um, I think I think it's at I think art in general is kind of at a weird place right now. And I kind of see a lot of parallels with hip hop and with Hollywood. So, you know, when music was undergoing like the streaming wars, Hollywood is going through that like right now, you know, and then when hip hop was struggling with like an identity crisis, Hollywood is kind of went through that with like the 2016 era, like where it was like all just like superhero films and stuff like that. So right now, Hollywood is kind of like a mixed bag. Like 2024 was like a really good year, you know, for like indie films, for like the true like spirit of Hollywood. 2025 has kind of been a mixed bag, and I think it's been the same with hip hop. So uh, I think, you know, art wise, you know, like we've had some like really great things, like you know, like the Clips project, for example, you know, or like Saba, you know. But there's also been, you know, like a lot of like new age people who like I don't really know that well, but like I hear the reviews, I'm like, I mean, like artists like Joe listens to, for example, you know. So I think it's at a very diverse place, and I think that's the best place that art can be, you know, because it means that everybody's having a chance to share their perspective and like give credence to uh just like the human experience, you know.
So like in 2025 hip hop, what have you like been listening outside of Clips and Saba? Because like I know like McKinley Dixon dropped this year, and when I first heard that project, I was blown away because I really never knew who McKinley Dixon was before. Like, are there like artists that you are like now like being super inspired by, like what they are doing right now, like this year?
Wait, which artist did you say you listen to?
McKinley Dixon. Did you hear of
Okay.
McKinley Dixon's project? It's
No, no, no. You gotta send that to me.
it's
Okay,
very
okay,
good. Santana gave it a 9.
okay.
It's very very good. It's
Oh,
very
fuck,
good.
okay.
It
Okay, but yeah,
debuted
send that to me.
debuted on like Richer Music, like #1 or something. Like it's very very like critically
Damn.
acclaimed, and like I was like blown away. Like it's very very good.
Okay, okay, that's what's up. Yeah, yeah, you gotta send that to me. Chain Remover is somebody I found out about through Sam. So shout out to Sam for great taste. Jane Remover is really dope. And they're similar to break-ins. And 2024, I had a big break-ins like phase. Like I found out about them, and I was like, "Whoa, this is like crazy." And so I've kind of had a similar thing with the Jane Remover this year. Um, the Saba. Hold up. I had to sneeze. Um, the Saba. Dang, there was another person. Oh, Benny the Butcher. I've been getting into him crazy. So I listened to the project he dropped this year. Oh, Currency, Juicy J. Also, he dropped like a jazz album, and oh my gosh, it's so good.
He made an album with Logic, right? You're a big Logic fan.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh. Okay, so he dropped crazy albums this year alone. But yeah, he had the Logic joint, and then he had another. It's just like solo jazz that he did last year. A project with also, which was like a deluxe side to like a straight hip hop project he dropped. Like it was, dude. Juicy J is like a he's in like a whole nother like artistic era right now. But yeah, I think those are like the top people. And yeah. That's like all I can think about right now.
Try Boldy James too. He dropped like 7 projects this year, and
Wow.
like all of them are like the first project is like a 6 out of 10. Like all of them are just like
Uh,
worth a listen. Like they're all like very very solid.
wow. Okay.
Because
Okay.
he's
I'm not
also in
tapping.
Griselda. He's also in Griselda like Benny. So that's why.
Okay.
So
Okay.
also something that I was wondering. Like I remember like you were in some like AI visual contest like this summer, right?
Yeah, it was the like Hakesfield project thing.
Yeah. What do you think about like AI in music? Like, do you think it has like its place, or do you think it should be like just like removed completely from the context of it?
Um, I think I think I think there is a place for it. I think it's kind of gonna be like, like the next auto tune or stuff where people are like, oh, it's just like a cop out, like it's cheap, it's lazy, but like it's just like a technology thing, and art always evolves with technology. So, I think like more mainstream uses of like how like Ye and like JPEG Mafia, for example, use it are going to be much more prevalent, but AI music alone, I think I honestly I think it's just gonna be like the equivalent to like pop music, so like just like stuff that or even like covers, so like you go into like Trader Joe's and you hear like a cover of like One Dance, or you hear like a generic like pop song where it's just like, oh, this was probably just like written with like mathematical formulas and stuff like that. Like that'll probably just be like some AI slop, or it might just be like a way for like companies to prove like, hey, we're like hip and cool, like all of our slogans and all of our like brand debuts are gonna come with like a rap song and stuff, like we'll get like a AI artist X Megan Thee Stallion collab or something for this latest drop. Like I think it'll just be like a very like corporate thing. It's not gonna like hinder any actual artists, and I think if anything it just has the potential to like bolster creativity and bolster like a drive a supply and demand for quote unquote, well, I guess for more traditional artists.
Will you ever use AI?
Not like for my own like creations. Like the most I'll use it for is like prompt generating if like I want to turn like my idea just into like something. So like if I want to prompt an image for Higgsfield, and I low-key used it for this art project that I have for my design class. So it actually does work pretty well as like a school assisted like machine, like with like art stuff. Like I could see AI being very. I see why artists are afraid of AI, essentially, like just like the stuff that I can cook up with it. But yeah, I don't use it for like writing or anything like that. Well, unless it's like school. Like I don't use it for like
For music.
like yeah. Yeah.
Something I also wanted to ask you is like in 2023 and 2022, like I remember like you had a song on Easy and Skywalker's project, right?
Wait, who was it?
Easy and Skywalker. You were on their album. Yeah, also like I see like a dude named Fornav was also credited on a few of your songs.
Oh yeah.
Do you ever like think about like doing more collabs? Like I don't think you've done anything since like that, like appearing on that album with Easy and Skywalker.
I've collabed a good amount with my brother. We kind of have like a yeah. So I guess that's kind of like our clips, and then it's funny because he's still like Catholic, so he's more like the malice of the group. But collabs, for a long time I didn't really like doing collabs just because it's like I didn't think people were really like on the same level as me, so that's why whenever people would ask I would kind of be like like no, and then as I became more open to it, it's just like okay, I'm recording like an actual studio. These people are just recording like in their closet, it costs money and stuff like that, so like I'm gonna have to get paid, and then once you start bringing money into it, people kind of get weird and they're like, oh, I don't actually want to pay you and stuff like that. So then it's just like okay, so it kind of like worked itself out low key, just all things considered. But yeah, that was like the original reason. There was like one collab where like low key I was kind of forced to like recording my verse because the dude like he kind of kept pressing me about it, and I was still at Howard at the time, so I kind of had like class, and then I had work, and like it was like a lot. So I was like, oh, like yeah, like I'll have it soon. But like I just kind of never really got around to it, and then I just see like he tagged me one day and was like, oh, this song is dropping in 2 weeks, so I had to like record my verse like that day and like send it through to him. So yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of LF, like I saw you took off Voa off of Spotify. Is there like a reason, or is it just like it just happened?
Wait, which song was it?
Woah, WOAH.
Oh,
Yeah, you took
I have no
off
idea.
Spotify. Like it's no longer there, right?
I gotta talk to my brother about that. Yeah, I'll have to ask him.
So like, who is like your like dream collab, like dead or alive? Both artist and a producer. Like, who is like, oh man, I wish I can like work with this person.
Oof. Okay. Dead. I would say, uh, Ray Charles. I think a Ray Charles X me collab would go crazy. Alive, I really want to work with Pharrell. Dead, Nipsey Hussle. I love Nipsey.
I do too.
Alive, yeah, Nipsey is fire. Alive, probably Benny the Butcher. And Alchemist. Uh, I don't know. I'm hesitant to say Benny X, but like I don't really listen to Benny X like that. So, um, yeah, I feel like yeah, yeah.
Was
That's the
there
list.
was there ever like a beat you heard from like a mainstream artist that you were like, I wished like I had this beat and I hopped on this
Oh
beat?
yeah, all the time. I mean, and that's like a lyrical exercise I do, where it's just like I just write over just like classic hip hop instrumentals, just because it's like they really don't make them like that anymore, and it's just like it's so perfect for really just like developing like your schemes, like finding your voice and stuff like that. So like I'm always writing to like beats that other artists use, and I'll hear like mainstream beats like now, and I'll be like, oh, this would have been really cool, but then it's like to even get in the position to be able to use that beat, like there are certain parameters that you're just gonna be allowed to kind of fall within. It's like it has to be manufactured a certain way, structured a certain way, so that it's most appealing to the most mass audience. So it's actually just becoming more commercialized and like capital based. So I understand. You know, I forgot the term. It's like uh, competition is like the thief of joy or something like that. So or not. Yeah, it's something like that. But like, yeah, I just see like how um like I only want a certain aspect of it. I don't actually want it.
Hmm. So like how do you record your music? Like how do you like do you have like equipment like that you're like super attached to, or are you just like, let's rent out this studio and that studio and just like go in and do my thing?
Originally I had like a home studio, so whenever my parents would like go to the store or something, I would like record like in the just like in my room and stuff like that. Like I'd have my blanket over and like just like recording like in the middle of my setup or like setup like in the middle of my room. And then like my parents caught me one day, so that kind of became like it was always like a lingering anxiety like whenever I was recording. I think everything before Know About was recorded that way. So after I did this song called Maybe I/Fallen, I was like, wow, like I really need to start, taking myself seriously and investing myself fully. So I just went to like a studio for the first time in Raleigh, North Carolina. Shout out to Damien, because that's like my engineer. He was like the first person that I went to for like recording, bro. And I would like after that first session, I was like, whoa, like I'm never going back to like at home recording, and like, you know, like I'll do it like every now and then. Like recently I did some stuff on BandLab, but like it wasn't like anything like like serious, you know. Like I think like serious now is just kind of like investing money into it, so it's like I'm always gonna prefer to like spend as much needed to get the best like product possible. So yeah.
Mhm. Like, do you, let's say, you know your song Therapy, your first song.
Mhm. Yeah.
Was it like your first song like ever that you released, or was it like a Spotify, like a first like on Spotify on like major like platforms?
Yeah, it was my first song on Spotify because I was like, well, like I really want my like Spotify debut to be like a banger, and I was like, people are gonna take me more serious if it's not just on SoundCloud. So SoundCloud, I just started dropping stuff, just kind of, you know, just to like say like, hey, like I have this, you know. And then I was like, okay, but like when I started writing Therapy, I like still remember like vividly like being in like I was online like homeschooling at the time, so I was like in class, quote unquote, but like I was just listening to beats and just writing the whole time, and then like I heard this song, like that first bar came in, and it was like a, to say that I feel stressed would be an over exclamation, trying to get my point across without the use of exclamations. And that was like my first like bar that I wrote. So I was like, oh shit. So like I just locked in, and yeah, I was like, okay, this is gonna be like the first song like I do. So I really just fell in love with like that process, like creating your first song. Like that shit is a trip, you know, like that's something so special. So yeah, Therapy, yeah.
How did you get those like early beats? Did you like just like type?
YouTube,
Yeah.
YouTube. Yeah.
When did you like start like working with like producers and like stuff like that for like beats? Not just like, I'm not asking like studio, just like when people started sending you beats.
So those first two on SoundCloud, um, the first one was like a custom made from this dude on Reddit, and then the second one was this kind of custom made, but it was just this dude who just looped the, I think it was, wow, the Jackie Brown instrumental that is now Ghost in the Machine off of Ultra 85, which is one of Logic's best projects, by the way. But that, yeah, he just like looped that beat, and so I guess those were kind of like custom made. So those were just like reaching out, like, and very like community based. And then I had like some customs made for like Debt to Democracy, and Sophia, but that was like I just found them off of YouTube and like developed a relationship through reaching out and stuff like that.
Yeah. So like how did you like start writing Sophia? Cuz like Sophia, like I remember like in the album you say like, did you say like 2 years, you need 2 years to write it? Was it 2?
Yeah, I was like around two.
How did you like sit down and was like, I'm going to make a project like a cohesive project with like, I would say a story, but like it definitely has
Uh,
like its vibe and its like thing. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Okay. Wow, great question. So Sophia originally was called Summer Vibes Volume 1, and it was just supposed to be like some chill shit for like the summer, basically. Like it was basically just like a lot of like TikTok like cash grab ass songs, because it was like during that era. But I guess I was always kind of crafting like my debut project. So just as I evolved artistically, I guess it just kind of started to lean more narrative based. And after after I moved into college, things I just underwent like a rapid just like transformation. And so it was just still also getting like reflected through the project I was creating. And like I knew Acceptance, for example, was always going to be on the project, so that was like the first song I wrote and it's the last song that's on the project. Other half I knew was gonna be on there. But yeah, like I would just always kind of be writing and always scouting. So after 3 years, I was like, okay, like it's time to commit, and yeah, I started recording and things like that. But yeah, it was all very much so just writing it, just like writing daily, essentially. You know, just always committing to growth and things like that.
Yeah. So like when you were like when you finished Sophia, what did you think of like the were you proud of the project? Like I remember you talking about wanting to re-record it maybe one day. Like are you like do you like ever
Yeah.
visit that project and be like I should have done that differently or I should have wrote that differently, or are you like proud of it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm proud of it because it's like it's a good debut, but I don't listen to it that much just because I'm like I've grown a lot artistically. So it's kind of hard to listen to because it's just like quality wise it's not really there, you know, and it's just I kind of just see it a bit as I guess potential. I'm always like, dang, like I always envisioned this sounding a lot more different than it came out to be. And so it's just kind of like, you know, like accepting it for what it is, loving it for what it is. But I mean, like, you know, like it taught me. I mean, all there is to know to recording music, you know. Uh, so like, I'm always grateful for it just for that alone.
The song Other Half, which no, not Other Half, the intro. What's the intro called?
Wisdom's never sober.
Yes, yes. Do you ever like? Is that your like? Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst. Is that like your like song? Like, cause it's long. You know, do you ever
Yeah.
like? Is that like your like most proud moment? Cause that song is like so long, but it's so like layered. Like you sent me like your YouTube shorts where you were explaining
Yeah.
it, and like even I didn't understand like after like first or second time watching the shorts. Like it's like a very complex song. Are you like? Is that like your most proud like writing wise moment?
Yeah, for sure. Wisdom's Never Sober is like, I mean, I really modeled it after a film. Like I was trying to write like a narrative, you know, and like I wrote I made like the AI like music video to like the first half of or like the first chapter of it. So it's just like the first verse of it. Cause like I always saw it as like a film. Like The Whale is a film that I watched during the creation of it where I was just like it just really like heavily inspired it. Like there's so much I just remember with that song alone. Like that song is like yeah, that's when I was like I don't know, man. Like that's just yeah, dude. That's just one of those songs that's just like like wow, like crazy as fuck. Like I really wanted to write like a that song by Immortal Technique.
Dance for the Devil.
Yeah. Like I remember like seeing that video for the first time when I was like 8. So it's like I wrote Wisdom's Never Sober as like an ode to that child and like as a way to give somebody that same experience I felt growing up, you know. So yeah. Yeah.
Also, like after Sophia, you dropped the college back. You're now like back in college, right?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
there gonna be like a second college pack while we're like waiting for like something new, or did you like move on from like that thing? Because like I always saw it as like the college pack. Like I always thought like of like the Jay-Z volume series, like it's gonna be continued.
Oh,
Never
oh,
happened.
wow. I never thought about that, huh? That is a really interesting idea. And I've been writing a lot more like lyrical based um songs, and I just label them like freestyles just because they're kind of free form. But like I've been writing to like a lot of like old school like hip hop beats, so just like more in my conscious era. But I mean, honestly, if I could, like the college pack equivalent would just be like the collection of just like beats I've just hopped over and just like put that on like some mixtape shit. And that's just like, yeah, like I want to do that, but like I need to settle like all of my debts right now, so it's just like a money based thing right now.
Mm-hmm. Like, and also something that I like kind of wondered now that I like revisited your catalog for the interview. How did you like go from like the college pack and Sophia, which like has like that more like lyrical, like let's say like slow vibe, but like it's something like you listen to with like 100% focus, to something like that, to Democracy, which like it still has it still has a message. It's still like very different. It's a lot more, I'll call it radical. I don't know if that's the right
Yeah,
word, but like how did you
yeah.
go from like the college pack and like that vibe to like something like, I'll also call it like an electronic, almost like rage like aesthetic with like Death to Democracy.
Zillakami. Uh, I heard Zillakami for the first time like that summer right before starting Howard. And so like while I was writing the first two, I kind of knew I kind of knew like I was just like expanding my horizon more when it came to like rock and like metal, because like I didn't just want to listen to Zillakami and be like, oh, like I'm gonna create like the greatest trap metal project like ever, like I had to actually brush up on my metal and stuff like that. So I was just kind of using like that year or so to do just that, and then yeah, I just started finding like really amazing beats. And the first beat I found was really about it. And I found that in like this live stream where this dude like listens to music that you send him. So it's just like a lot of like underground rappers just looking to get feedback on their tracks and stuff. And I saw like he was produced by, and then like I found the beat, and like I scrolled for so long on that producer's channel was Squirrel. So shout out to Squirrel Beats. And yeah, I just found it, and then just from there, I was like, okay, I need to make a project, and then like I timed it really well. I think originally it was supposed to release the same day as Civil War, the A24 film with Kaylee Spaney, who, oh my god, she's so fun. Yeah, so it was supposed to like drop that same day, but ended up dropping like a week later. But like I timed it really well with like Civil War and like just making this kind of like a Mad Max esque project. Oh, and yeah, I was really influenced by like Fury Road also, and then the cover was hella influenced by the culture album cover by Migos. So yeah, it was like a lot again, like really blending that hip hop and film.
Mm-hmm. With like Death to Democracy, can you explain to me like the lyrics and like the meaning of Death to Democracy? How did you like approach it? Because like it's not like, because like I remember when I was like younger, you know what I'm saying, like 2 years ago maybe, like I didn't really like look into it that much when it comes to like lyrical, you know what I'm saying, substance. But like revisiting it like over and over, I kind of realized like there is definitely like something in it. Like why did you like tackle it in that way? Was it like some sort of like frustration when it comes to like the government, or like just like the institutions in your surroundings?
Yeah, I think again it was kind of just like a kind of like my anarchist era where I was like, oh, just like fuck like religion, like fuck everything, And so death to democracy was like death to your democracy. So it's like death to just basically like everything America, where it's like war and like uh capitalism and stuff like that. So it was just like a piece that was reflective of the times, and you know, uh, I guess kind of just like what era I was in.
Mm-hmm. You talked already about like growing up in like a Catholic household. Like how your spiritual life, like how can you explain me it? Because like I remember like you posting about tarot cards and like signs, and also some also card thing. It's called, it's something with a K. I forgot, but I like.
Oh, Kabbalah.
Yeah, yeah. How do you like mix all of that up with like Catholicism? Like, how do you explain me like your like beliefs?
Yeah. So I did try to mix it with like Catholicism at one point. So I was going by like the title Catholic, which was like K instead of a C for Catholic, kind of like how Kabbalah is spelled with a K instead of a Q or a C sometimes. So if it's spelled with a C, I believe it's a reference to, like, Christian esotericism. Kabbalah with a Q is like more Jewish, and then Kabbalah with a K is more like Crowley and like, you know, like magic base. So once I made that transition from Catholic to like agnostic, I kind of just went on like a path of like searching. And then I became a Mason just because I wanted to piss my mom off. And like as a Catholic, I grew up hearing that like Masons worship Satan and stuff like that. And I was kind of like my satanic era, and I was like, fuck it, you know, let me see what this is about. And oh yeah, then like I started hearing a lot about Kabbalah and how Kabbalah was kind of like the foundation of Masonry and like all these secret societies, and I was like, okay, I'm on the right path. And then I watched this video by this YouTube channel, I think it's like Psyched or something, but it was like integrating the shadow, and that's like the video I always recommend to anybody who's like, hey, like, you know, I want to learn more about like Kabbalah and stuff like that. Like, it's literally just all like shadow work, so it's just like unification and just like just seeing the other side of the coin, basically. Like that's like the biggest thing I could describe Kabbalah as, and that's just kind of like my like religious or like ritualistic practices at the moment. It's just like Kabbalah based, so it's like tree of life based and like esoteric as opposed to exoteric.
Yeah. Also, something like I've really noticed, like you are a big movie guy. Like how does like that, like I know it impacts your like art, like your music, but like I remember you had like video director, like your bio on Instagram. Like, is that like a second career path that you would like to pursue outside of music?
Honestly, I feel like I'm a director right now, just in the sense that like life being a movie director is just being like a director, like, you know, and I feel like life itself is just like a movie, like it's an experience. So that's just like what I want to be. Like I just want to be a director, and so like a movie director is like, yeah, it's just like that natural progression, you know. I guess I see these things just as like natural progressions as opposed to like second like career choices. So it's like, yeah, like I'll be directing movies, but I'll still be like, you know, like making music, you know what I'm saying? I'll kind of be on like my Flying Lotus shit where he's like a artist, he's a hip hop artist. He made this film called Ash. Such a great film, but yeah, like just like being like just like a really dope artist. It's just something I want to be. And so yeah, like film is just like film. I feel like hip hop is so like narrative based, and like films are like relying on like storytelling and things like that. So yeah, I feel like if you love hip hop, you just gonna love films also, you know, especially if you love like Nas, you know what I'm saying? Like Nas is a cine buff or a film buff, you know, like he moderated like a talk between like De Niro and like Scorsese, I think it was. You like, these people love films. Like I just love good storytelling. So yeah.
Do you like, because I know like Nas is an actor, right? Or like he used to act. Do you want to like also like act in a movie or like a TV show if like you got like an opportunity?
Yeah, I do. My brother, he's a film director, and we have this short film that's heavily inspired by mid-90s, which is the film by Jonah Hill, but the film is called The Ollie, and we filmed at like the skate park in like 35 millimeter. It's a sick film, and I had locks at the time. I was in my lock era, so there's that. But Yeah, it was like I want to act. I want to be on screen. I want to be behind screen, like behind the scenes, like just like I just want to do it all, bro. You know, like I want to do it all, man. I'm up for any challenge.
What like character that you would like love to play? Like that there's already like an actor for it, but like you would love to redo it.
Uh, but okay, let me think. Yo, dude. Honestly, man, dude, I could see myself being Deadpool, bro. I could see myself being Deadpool.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome. And like one like last question that I like always
Yeah.
like I've wondered since like your Q&A like about like 8 or 9 months ago, what when is like I bet like you don't want to like be asked questions like these, but like when is the sequel to Sophia coming out? Like, are you working on it? Are you writing on it? Because I remember
Oh, yes, yes, yes. I am working on it, and guys, like, okay, like if it happens, it will single handedly be like the greatest thing ever. Like I don't know how to describe, but like when it's all said and done, like it will be crazy. Like I'm working on the sequel to Sophia right now. So yeah, like this is a it's a very interesting era. But yeah, yeah, yeah.
can
Working on
you
that sequel.
can you give us like some like release date? Like, is it 2025 or like early 2026? Like
Oh,
something, just something.
hopefully before the next presidential election.
Okay. Okay. So I want to give you like an opportunity to plug anything you want to plug. You, where can people find you? What are you working on?
Mhm.
Anything.
Um, yeah, Mistake of Color on Instagram, TikTok, uh, YouTube also, I think, or it might be MOC official on YouTube. But yeah, next drop is gonna be I'm the star.mp3. And you guys will probably be able to find this interview also on my YouTube channel. So yeah, there's that. Just know I'm always working, still cooking, and yeah, you know, these next few drops are gonna be crazy. So yeah.
Awesome. I want to just also like plug my Instagram. So like Filip FILIP underscore PERIC underscore CW. Thank you for um, being here for me to interview you.
Yeah.
Good luck in like your career. Good luck in everything. Good luck in life. And that's
Yeah.
it.
Yep, appreciate you, Brody. Peace out. Thank you for this. You a real one. And yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all. Peace.
Bye.